Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Jeffrey the Barber. Today we're gonna clean and calibrate the magic clip. It's a little focus right now. Hold on a second. There we go. Now it's focused. This one is already set. As you could tell, you see the space right there. It's already set. This is the magic clip cordless. And someone asked me if I could how could they set it right and clean it. So we're gonna definitely do that. We're not gonna zero gap it because this machine, the top tools that more tooth teeth and more tooth, which makes us more sharper. So you cannot zero gap it. So what we're gonna do is pretty much we're gonna set it but not too tight. So it's calibrated, get it calibrated, and get it clean, and then calibrate it. What we're gonna need use for this is the screwdriver. That's it. And we're gonna take the screws. You're gonna see the how clogged sometimes they get. And like I said, this week I caught like 76 people. And I don't normally put oil on mine. I just spray the Cool Care. And even though with all that, and I clean it maybe twice a week, it still get clogged. Mind you, with a lot of people, that's what happens. Now what we're gonna do, we put a little napkin, and then we're gonna go and proceed to brush it out, you know. And you're gonna see right in the napkin, you're gonna see all that, the particles, and look through it. Make sure you look through it. If you have to move the lever up and down because some of it gets stuck in it. And then I like to, believe it or not, turn it and then smack it to the side, and you're going to see some particles and little stuff falling. It's not going to hurt her as long as you don't hit it too hard. And with the engine on, it's just going to shake all the stuff from the inside out. And once you do that, right, set it apart. Now, I'm going to show you, look, this is how it has some particles, see, of the hair stuck there. And even though, you know, it gets clean, and we put, look, in the other side, another particle right there of stuck of hair. And if you don't do that, your machine is not gonna put out work to its highest potential performance, is what I'm trying to say. So what you do is basically, like I said, at least take a time of every 2 weeks and look at the other blade. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, because I clean mine every 2 weeks, and even though I go through 80 to 70 peoples a week, that's a lot of hair. And with all the Cool Care and all that, it's bound to get some hair stuck and clogged. So if you don't clean that, it's gonna lose some performance out of it. So now that we cleaned up the sweep the clogginess away from the machine and the blade, this is how it looks. Now what we're gonna do is pretty much, I'm trying to look for the two screws, end of the blade. Now the blade, you're gonna put it right there normal. You don't have to be all fancy. Make sure that it's even right away. Just make sure you put the screw, and don't screw it too tight, just enough so you could play with the blade. Right there, drop the screw. But I don't edit it too much, just to let you know that it is real, 100% real. I don't have to be all fancy, you know, because most of the time when you're doing your machines, you're about to drop some screws on one now. Okay, so let me show you this. Right here, as you could tell, you see what I'm saying? Look at the blade. Now the other blade, this is on level. You see that the blade, that one, is stick out more. You see that? That's not supposed to be like that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna the lever's up, it was open, now it's closed. Make sure it is closed, and we're gonna push the blade all the way up to its completely to the top. So now we have all that gap right there. That gap is not good to have it that big, because it will not, I mean, it will cut, but it will not cut that much, or it will not do a tight fade. Then you have to use a the Fade Master, um, um, the Andes, or the Senior, or whatever you may have. But this one, it has the blade for it, so we could do it. All we have to do is be very careful when we set it. So when we calibrate it, or when we balance it, we have to balance it right. And this is what I'm saying, how to calibrate it. Because in reality, you're just trying to make sure that the blade in every aspect, see, is even. That is even. Like right now, that space is thicker than the other side. So now what we gotta do is gonna move it a little bit more to the right side, and then at the top we gotta pay attention, because then it will lose the top where I want it. But see, at this point, you see how it looks that side and that side. It's almost still, it's a little still more thicker on the left side than the right side, and that's how you gotta make sure that it's right and level and calibrated. That's what I call it, calibrate. Right now, it's still giving me a little hard time. It's also gonna give you a hard time, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna move down and up to the side, but you gotta make sure with your eyes and not tighten the screws in the back yet, but have it somehow a little tight, but not too tight, enough that you could play with the blade. See, now it's more to the left, and now we gotta keep moving a little bit to the right. But then I'm also looking at top, make sure that I got the space that I wanna get it to. The see, that space right there, to me it looks perfect right there, in that section. And if it does, then now I look the size, and the size look to me like they're even. And the top right there, it seems like to me it's even. See, I'm pointing it right now. That space, it looks pretty much even. So now it's time to tie it. And mind you, sometimes when you tie it, especially right now, when with your fingers on the side, the blade's gonna move. See, at this point, see, it moves on me, and now it move again. So now we have to proceed to readjust it again. I know sometimes people in the internet make it look like it's easy and whatnot. I'm not. That's why I don't edit nothing, and I even show you that I could mess up too. So, but you're gonna go through that. Everybody does go through that. It's just a matter of, getting it right. Once again, right there. See, it looks that side more thicker than the other side. So I gotta make sure. See, I move a little bit to the left again, and start playing. Make sure the blade at top is also what I'm looking for. Now, to me, right there, it looks like it's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna show you. See how it is. Look. See, I lose a little bit, but I tied at the same time, because I saw it from one angle how it looks. So right there, it's still, see, a little bit. Look, see how even now our top is, and that space, that's even right there. That's perfect. And then when we look at it, when we're gonna test it, we test it just like I showed you with the T liner on my other video. I always use the forearm, because why? The forearm is like a neck. The neck, that's a sensitive part, and if you pass it too hard, it will pinch you, or it will leave it real red. At this point, I'm passing it, and you can tell I'm pressing it, and it's not even hurting me, or no signs of redness. The second test is pass it through the hair, trying to focus the camera. There we go, right there. So right now, look, I pass it, and you see how it's taking the hair real nice, and it's not pulling the hair, it's actually cutting it nice and perfect. So now this machine is all set up, and this is how you clean it and calibrate it, or set it up, however you want to say it. But yet, I forgot to bring my cool care with me. I would have sprayed it and everything to clean it up and sanitize it, but I do that tomorrow at my job. And but yeah, as you could tell, it's all perfect. You see the thickness? We leave the size of a dime is pretty much what I'm saying. So you have, it's not zero gap, but now you could really do some nice tight fade. Also, the lever, some people like it real nice and tight, hard to move the lever, and some other, tight. Like right now it's a little too tight for me, so I, unscrew it a little bit. See, now it's easy to the finger that I could do with my left finger and raise it up or whatnot. Everything else is ready and set to go. Once again, thank you for watching. And if you like it, please thumbs up, share it, like it, and comment anything, any suggestion. Thank you and have a good night or afternoon or morning. Amen.